I tried the most viral Dollar Tree garden DIYs so you don't have to. And trust me, some of them were total flops while others turned my backyard into a Pinterest dream. I burned my fingers, ruined a few glue guns and battled the wind, just to find out what's actually worth your time and money. Welcome to Greenhaven Homes, your go-to space for creative budget-friendly garden transformations that actually work. If you love DIYs, garden hacks and brutally honest reviews, hit that like button, subscribe, and turn on the bell so you never miss a project. Let's dive in, because this garden journey is about to get wild. Number 1. The $3 hanging basket that took over TikTok. It's all over TikTok. 2 wire baskets, a bit of chain, and boom, you've got a chic hanging planter that looks like it came from a high-end garden center. They say it costs under $3 and takes just 10 minutes to make. So I went to Dollar Tree, grabbed the materials, and put it to the test. Assembly was trickier than it looked. Those wires, they bend, they snap, they fight back, but with some patience, a few zip ties, and a splash of black spray paint, I made it work. The final look, surprisingly elegant. I filled it with trailing ivy and bright marigolds, hung it up, and waited. 3 days later, still holding strong. This one, a solid win. Number 2. The solar light totem lamp. This one had me curious. A stacked tower made from glass bowls, candle holders and a solar light on top. It's supposed to light up your garden at night, like a glowing art piece. People say it's elegant, easy and under $5. So I built it, layer by layer, gluing each piece with E6000 and praying it stayed straight. It looked stunning during the day, like a crystal sculpture, but when the sun set, nothing. Turns out the solar panel needs full exposure. Mine was shaded. I adjusted its placement, charged it for 6 hours, and finally boom, soft, glowing magic. It's delicate, but if you place it right, it's absolutely worth it. Just don't skip the curing time, or it will collapse faster than your garden dreams. Number 3. Fogue, fountain, using serving trays. A fountain made from serving trays, flower pots, and a mini pump. Sounded too good to be true, but I had to try it. The idea is to stack trays like a tiered fountain, and run water down them using a Dollar Tree pump. I grabbed 3 trays, glued them to candle holders, and cut a hole in the middle for the tubing. Assembly was messy, waterproofing it was even worse. The moment of truth, I turned on the pump, and water sprayed everywhere. Total chaos. Turns out, the trays are too shallow unless you reinforce the sides. I sealed the edges with waterproof caulk, adjusted the angle, and tried again. This time it worked. Gentle, soothing flow, and it actually looked fancy. But it's high maintenance, perfect for a weekend project, not for lazy gardeners. Number 4. The fairy door planter. This one had me smiling before I even started. A little fairy door made from a Dollar Tree picture frame, craft sticks, and a bit of imagination. They say it turns any planter or tree base into a magical storybook corner. I cut the craft sticks to shape, glued them into a mini arched door, added some tiny pebbles, and painted it with pastel colors. I hot glued the door onto a terracotta pot and surrounded it with moss, mini mushrooms, and fairy lights. By the time I was done, it looked straight out of a garden fairy tale. But here's the catch. The glue doesn't hold in humidity. After 2 rainy days, the door peeled right off. I reattached it with waterproof adhesive and sprayed the whole thing with sealant. Now it's holding up beautifully. Whimsical, fun, and surprisingly emotional to build. This one's a keeper if you seal it right. Number 5. The crystal solar lantern. This one looked like it came straight out of a garden magazine. People online are taking glass gems, gluing them onto a Dollar Tree vase, and dropping in a solar light. By night, it's supposed to glow like a jar of diamonds. So I grabbed the gems, glued them on one by one. It took longer than I expected, but the sparkle was worth it. I placed the solar light inside, set it outside, and waited for sunset. And when the lights came on, wow, it shimmered like a disco ball in slow motion. Even better, the light actually refracted through the gems, casting tiny glimmers on the patio. The glue held up through 3 rainy nights. No fogging, no peeling. This is one of those rare DIYs that looks even better in real life than in photos. 10 out of 10, worth every second. Number 6. The Rustic ladder plant stand. This DIY looked too advanced for Dollar Tree. But the idea, Genius 2 broomsticks, 3 wooden crates, and a little bit of vision. It's meant to lean against a wall and hold your favorite potted plants in tiers. I painted everything a soft farmhouse white, then distressed the edges with sandpaper for that rustic vibe. Assembly was tricky. The crates aren't naturally even, so I had to reinforce the back with scrap wood. Once it stood up straight, I filled it with succulents, herbs and small flowering pots. And honestly, it looked like something from a garden boutique. It held up well, even after watering the plants daily. But if you plan to use real soil, seal the crates or line them with plastic, it's charming, strong, and budget-friendly. One of my top 3 so far. Number 7. The succulent shoe organizer. This one sounded crazy at first. A fabric shoe holder turned into a vertical succulent garden. But the internet swore by it, so of course, I had to try. I grabbed a beige over-the-door shoe organizer from Dollar Tree, filled each pocket with a bit of soil, and gently planted faux succulents and real herbs. I added drainage holes at the bottom of each pocket using a hole punch, and reinforced them with hot glue. Then I hung the whole thing on a wooden fence panel. It looked shockingly good, bright, vertical, and space-saving. The only problem, the pockets sag when overfilled, and real plants need daily misting to survive in them. But if you stick to faux plants or air plants, it's a total win. Creative, quirky, and perfect for small patios or balconies. Number 8. DIY bird bath from plastic bowls. This one's a classic Dollar Tree garden hack. 2 plastic bowls, a candle holder stand, and some paint. The result? A mini bird bath that's supposed to attract feathered friends while looking elegant in your yard. I spray painted the bowls with a stone-textured finish to make them look like concrete. Glued the base, stacked it, and filled the top bowl with water. It looked pretty for the first few hours. Then came the sun, and the warping began. The plastic bowled under the heat, and the water started leaking down the side. I tried a second version using heavier bowls and reinforced the glue with waterproof sealant. That version held up better, but let's be honest, if you live in a hot climate, this DIY won't last long without constant maintenance. Cute for a weekend, picnic or photo shoot. Not built for the long haul. Number 9. Fence planter wall. This one was trending hard, using Dollar Tree's plastic garden fencing as a backdrop to hang mini pots and planters. It promised a space-saving vertical garden with serious charm. So I grabbed a few fence panels, zip ties, mini pots and floral wire. I mounted the panels on my back fence, secured the pots, and filled them with artificial greenery and some trailing ivy. At first, it looked like a magazine spread, bright, clean, modern. But within 2 days, the flimsy zip ties started slipping. So I upgraded to stronger metal hooks and double-wrapped the wire. After that, rock solid. The final look gave serious greenhouse cafe vibes. Lightweight, affordable, and great for renters. Pro tip: mix faux and real plants for that full, lush effect without the constant upkeep. It's definitely a visual winner, if you reinforce it right. Number 10. The wheelbarrow planter look-alike. When I saw this one online, I thought, there's no way that's from Dollar Tree. But sure enough, people were making adorable mini wheelbarrows using toy bins, pizza pans, and wooden sticks. I was skeptical, but I gathered the supplies and got to work. I painted the toy bin a rustic brown, attached the pizza pan as the wheel using wooden dowels, and added handles made from broomsticks. Honestly, it took some effort and a lot of hot glue burns. But when I placed flowers inside and rolled it out onto the patio, it looked straight out of a farmhouse garden shoot. It's more for decoration than function. Definitely don't try to roll it with real soil, but for photo ops and curb appeal, it's a showstopper. If you've got patience and a love for quirky builds, this one is worth every minute. Number 11. Light up mason jar trail. This DIY promises backyard magic. Mason jars filled with fairy lights, lining a garden path like glowing fireflies. I picked up Dollar Tree jars, battery-powered string lights, and a pack of decorative pebbles. I coiled the lights inside each jar, layered the pebbles at the bottom for weight, and placed them along the walkway. At sunset, I flipped the switches, and instantly it felt like I stepped into a storybook's soft glows. Gentle twinkles, total enchantment. But the batteries, they don't last long. So I swapped them out with small solar puck lights from the garden section, and boom, problem solved. They charge during the day, light up automatically at night, and keep your space glowing without lifting a finger. Simple, elegant, and easily one of my favorites. If you do one thing from this video, make it this number 12, cinder block garden shelf. This one's a bit of a Dollar Tree cheat, because the cinder blocks aren't from Dollar Tree, but everything else is people are building low garden shelves using blocks, Dollar Tree wood planks, and decorative pots. So I gave it a shot, stacked 4 cinder blocks, slid painted wood planks between them, and topped it with Dollar Tree pots and garden accessories. Simple build, no tools required. I painted the planks a soft sage green, and added a couple of lanterns, succulents, and ceramic frogs. The result, minimalist modern, and surprisingly sturdy. It held up in the rain, and stayed strong even with heavy planters on top. If you're looking for a semi-permanent garden display on a budget, this DIY is gold. Just make sure the ground is level, or you'll be chasing your shelf after the first gust of wind. Number 13. Shabby chic flower buckets. This DIY is for the aesthetic lovers. Galvanized metal buckets turned into shabby chic flower pots. All you need are Dollar Tree pails, chalk paint, stencils, and a little grit. I painted the buckets in soft pastels, mint green, blush pink, and ivory. Then I used a sponge to dab white paint around the edges, to give it that weathered farmhouse feel. Next I added stenciled words like grow, bloom, and herbs using a permanent marker. Once dry I filled them with Dollar Tree floral foam, and added faux peonies and daisies. The vibe? Total cottagecore. They looked beautiful on my porch steps, like mini bouquets in a magazine shoot. But you'll want to seal the paint if you're keeping them outside. Moisture can make the colors fade fast. Low effort, high impact, and definitely made for photos. Number 14, wind spinner out of plates. This one looked wild. Plastic plates stacked and glued to spin like a wind sculpture. It's colorful, eye-catching, and made entirely from Dollar Tree kitchenware. I chose bold, bright plates in blues and yellows, drilled a small hole in the center of each, and stacked them with spacers in between. Then I attached the whole structure to a garden stake using a swivel hook. When the wind kicked in, it actually spun, smooth, playful, and oddly calming, but there's a catch. The lighter plates wobble too much in strong gusts, so I swapped a few for heavier melamine ones, and suddenly it was stable, even in windier weather. Is it functional? No. Is it fun and totally unexpected? Absolutely. If your garden needs a pop of color and movement, this spinner delivers. Number 15, hanging beaded chandelier. This one is pure glam, an outdoor chandelier made with plastic beads, embroidery hoops, and string lights. The tutorial promised elegance on a Dollar Tree budget, so I had to see if it lived up to the hype. I painted the hoops gold, strung the beads in long strands, and attached them in layers to create a cascading effect. Then I wrapped a battery-powered fairy light strand around the top and hung it from a shepherd's hook. The result? Stunning. It sparkled in the sunlight and glowed like a dream after dark. The biggest challenge was getting it to hang evenly. One side always drooped, but once I adjusted the string and added a small counterweight, it balanced perfectly. If you're decorating for a garden party, a bridal shower, or just want something magical in your yard, this one's a must. It brings instant charm without blowing your wallet. After building all these viral DIYs, I left them outside for a full week. Sun, wind, even a little rain. Some held up like champs. The crystal solar lantern, still glowing every night. The hanging basket, still sturdy and thriving. The mason jar trail, magical and completely low maintenance. But others didn't make it. The bird bath started warping again under the afternoon sun. The faux fountain needed constant adjusting, and the shoe organizer, let's just say the herbs didn't survive. This chapter, it's all about the reality check, which DIYs actually stood the test of time, and which ones are better left to Pinterest fantasy. If you're planning to recreate any of these, this is the part that'll save you time, money, and disappointment. After all the cutting, gluing, painting, and planting, I've got clear winners and a few total flops. Let's start with the top 5 DIYs I'd do again in a heartbeat. Number 1, the crystal solar lantern. Gorgeous, durable, and it actually works. Number 2, the mason jar trail. Easy, magical, and perfect for any evening vibe. Number 3, the rustic ladder plant stand. Solid, stylish, and surprisingly strong. Number 4, the light-up beaded chandelier. pure garden glamour. And number 5, the fence planter wall. Once reinforced, it added major wow factor now. For the 3 I wouldn't recommend unless you're just in it for the photo. The bird bath, it warps fast and leaks unless you baby it. The faux fountain, beautiful but way too high maintenance. And the shoe organizer, cute idea, but it just doesn't hold up for real gardening. Of course, every project depends on your space, climate and patience level. But these rankings, based on the bruises on my hands and the dirt on my knees, after testing all those viral ideas, I had leftover supplies, baskets, beads, trays and solar lights, so I challenged myself to create one original Dollar Tree garden DIY, using only scraps. What I ended up with: a glowing garden lantern planter. I stacked a wire basket upside down over a small potted plant, wrapped it with a string of fairy lights, hung plastic crystal beads from the rim, and placed a solar puck light right underneath, facing up through the center of the basket. At night, it lit up the plant from below, casting twinkling shadows through the beads. It was dramatic, elegant, and totally unique, and the best part, it cost $0 because I used all leftovers. Sometimes the best DIYs come from creativity, not instructions. I tried the most viral Dollar Tree garden DIYs, so you don't have to, and now you know exactly what's worth your time and what's better left in the trash bin. Some projects wowed me, others made me want to throw my glue gun across the yard. But every single one taught me something new about creativity, patience and making beauty on a budget. If you loved this video, drop a comment below and tell me which DIY you're excited to try, or which one shocked you the most. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up, subscribe to Greenhaven Homes, and tap that bell so you never miss a single garden experiment. And if you want more real reviews, fresh ideas, and cozy home transformations, stick around until next time. Happy planting and may your glue always hold strong.